everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing another journal with me / paint with me in my Hobonichi Avec original. And this video is going to be a little bit chatty because I'm going to be also talking about planner ruts and that time when you look back in your journal and you find a ton of different empty pages. I'm sort of going to talk about how I overcome that and how I start journaling again. But before that, as you can see, my Hobonichi does look a little bit different. I have created a new cover for my Hobonichi actually. I actually still really like my cover on cover, the hide and seek one that I got last September, but I wanted to give that a little bit of a break and I took out my clear cover on cover and then put a piece of paper behind here. So what I did was I created a file in Photoshop that was the same size as this cover, lying flat, and then I printed it out, rounded the corners, and then I stuck it inside this cover on cover. This is a little drawing that I made. I'm thinking about making it into a sticker, but at the moment it is just, it's still in the works. I might change up the colors, but I think this temporary cover is really, really pretty. As you can see, it says Dreamer on the side here. I actually made two different kinds of covers. Let me show you. If I just take out my Hobonichi here, I can show you guys what I did. So this was my regular Hobonichi cover. This is the hydrangea from 2 years ago, I believe. And then I just printed out a sheet of paper that fit exactly behind here. So this is the little design that I made on Photoshop. This is my own drawing. And then I actually made two because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to keep. So I also made a more tan-ish version. I thought that both of these designs would go with the interior, so I tried them both out, and at the moment, because it is almost spring, I guess, these are more fall colors, I decided to go with this purple one. And that's one thing that I really like about using these cover on covers, is that you can literally slip anything you want on the inside, and it makes your cover super cute. So let me just put this back in and we can start with this journal with me. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that I want to do is actually go to my title page. I haven't actually done anything in this title page yet. By the way, this is a bookmark, a laminated bookmark from HelloPaperCat. I have a 15% off code if you want to check out some of her items. She does dashboards, bookmarks, magnetic bookmarks, and all those good things. So I have a 15% off code that is down below in the description box if you want to use it. Sometimes I do get questions about these things, so yeah, I wanted to first say that. Back to the plan with me, I'm going to be doing my cover page because for some reason I really like filming these things. I think I also filmed my February one, so I'm going to be doing another one here. I tend to only use my gray brush pen because it is my ultimate favorite, but I think I'm going to introduce some stamps as well. So I'm going to take out these top ones and use my alphabet stamps. So I've just taken out these letters here that spell out the word March, and I think I'm going to put them, I put this post-it note on here. This is from Russell and Hazel from a stack of, a block of post-it notes that I got from them, and I think I'm going to go over top of this. So I decided I'm going to stamp with this Crayola marker. I don't own many stamp pads, and because these are rubber stamps, these work actually quite fine. You just draw on top of them, and actually I'm not sure if this color will turn out nice on this. I think this color might actually be too light, so I'm going to not write on top of there, and instead I'll go above here. And so like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm going to be talking about how I sort of get over my journaling slump. I know a lot of people go through this, and it's kind of overwhelming, especially when you have so many blank pages that you really want to fill up. I know in the beginning of the year it is so nice to see a bunch of really, really full chunky planners, but sometimes life happens and you end up with a bunch of empty pages that you want to be filled up, but you don't know how to fill it up and you don't know where to start. So recently that has happened to me, and it is so annoying. It does make me really, really sad to flip through to empty pages. However, I try not to kick myself in the butt for it because I know I can always just fill them up and go back. I really try and journal like every other day, and if I can't do that, every 4 days, just because after that it kind of gets a little bit difficult to journal. But what I really like doing is actually sticking some scrap paper in the front of my journal. And if I don't actually have time to fully journal in my spread and like take out my stamps and stickers and stuff like that, what I do is I take a scrap piece of paper and write like a little like heading, or you see how I have like these little titles, I guess you can say, these headers. I write those down just to act as a little prompt, so when I do have time to journal, I can easily remember. I mean, especially if you have a ton of pages to fill up, sometimes you can like forget about like what you did on days, and you don't really know what to write, so that is something that I really suggest you do, because it really helps you remember all of the things that you wanted to journal about but didn't necessarily have the time to. So I just wrote a little quote there and I really like it. I think over here on this little sticky note, I'm going to write in, eventually throughout the month, I'll write in some of my favorites. I haven't done this in a while, so I think it'd be nice to start that again, even if it's just in my Hobonichi. So I'll just write down some of the favorites that I have later. I do have a little empty space. Usually I put a little sticker, however I printed out some of these little images off of Pinterest and I thought they were really cute, so I might add one of these. Now this video might be like all over the place because I'm not really sure what I want to be doing at the moment. I'm kind of just going with the flow, which again is something that I really suggest, especially when you're journaling. I know a lot of people try to make things like super like precise and they want to make everything really pretty. However, that doesn't always happen. Again, I forgot a glue stick. Hold on, let me go grab one. So like I was saying, a lot of people like to journal really nice and like really pretty, and it takes a lot of time for them to get their spreads done, and they find it hard to continue keeping up with it because they take so much time with their spreads. Sometimes I do think that I take quite a long time with my spreads, but that is because I really like journaling, so I really like taking the time to put down all of my thoughts. I really don't care if it's like super perfect. Like if my spread turns out nice, then I'm happy, but I obviously do have some things in my planner that aren't super cute. Like there was this one painting I did in here last month. If you watch my flip through, that was absolutely horrendous. This painting, it was so ugly, but I kept it in here anyways. I didn't cover it up, I just left it. Just because, you know, it just happens, you know? So always trying to make my planner perfect is something that I'm really trying not to do. I mean, life isn't perfect anyway, so I'm kind of just going with the flow. As you can see, my writing here isn't that nice, but again, I'm just gonna continue going with it because why not? So actually, the reason why I decided to film this video was because when I was journaling, I realized that I had quite a few empty pages in here and I wanted to fill them up. I do not have time to always bring out my paints and all my stickers every single time I want to journal every single day. So generally what I actually like doing is I will pretty much do the majority of my spreads. If I want to add a picture, I'll leave a space. If I want to do some swatches, I'll leave a space. If I want to do some painting, I'll leave a little bit of a space. And then when I do have time, I'll come in later with paints, like I'm going to be doing right now in this video. I come in with my paints and then I kind of do all of them at the same time. That way I don't need to keep taking them out and stuff like that. So as you can see here, I have all of my planner pages filled up. Maybe again, if I don't have enough time to fully write down all of my thoughts, I'll just put down little titles in my brush pen so I actually remember what I wanted to write on that day. I have some post-it notes covering up some information that I want to keep to myself. As you can see, like I leave some space if I want to do a little bit of painting. I have a feeling that this video is going to be very random, I feel like. It's going to be all over the place because I'm just talking and not really planning out what I'm saying. So let's just continue working on this. So as you can see, I do have a blank space here. And if I really want to fill it up, I'll just go in with some paint, not in a specific color. I guess I'll draw a flower because those are the easiest things that I can do. I don't try and make things too like specific. I don't try and make everything perfect, just whatever happens. Kind of just happens because, you know, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself and then end up hating my Hobonichi. So we'll just do some flowers here and there. So another thing that you can do if you're sort of stuck on journaling is to check out some like YouTube videos and other people journaling in their planners. I feel like it helps me a lot because it sort of gives me inspiration on what I want to do. I look at other people's journals. I don't copy what they do, but watching other people paint and journal and talk about how much they love their journal, and then that makes me want to journal in mine again. And obviously there's so many like Instagram accounts that you can check out. There are so many like YouTube videos as well. So really there's inspiration everywhere. You just really need to go find your style and who you like to watch. So this page is still drying, so I'm going to talk until it finishes drying. So I know a lot of people in the planner community, when they're faced with a bunch of blank pages in their notebook, they always say that they want to go back and fill it up, but they feel like they don't have anything to talk about. Really, I really suggest you guys just keep it simple. Obviously every single day is not going to be like an amazing adventure. Sometimes in here I just write about like the smallest thing, and that's what I really like about this size of journal, by the way, in A6 size. Obviously I do want to add a little bit of decoration, maybe a little bit of washi, maybe a picture, and by the time you're done writing, you actually have a pretty good amount of space to get your idea done, but it's not like full on like chapters and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend you guys keep everything like quite simple. Like if there's like a show that you watch, I finished watching The Perfect Match on Netflix and it was really good, so that's what I wrote about on that day. Obviously I did other things on that day, but that's what I had space to write on. Again, definitely you guys don't stress out. If you don't like something in your planner, you can always just cover it with like something. Actually, I did mess up a little bit. Where was it? I messed up on another page. I think I spelled something wrong here. I spelled something wrong underneath here, so I just covered it up with a little like piece of paper, and then I wrote over top of it what I actually wanted to write. So honestly, don't stress if you mess up. You can always just cover it, or maybe even like ignore it, because that's also something that you can do. Ignoring the things that bother you and focusing on the things that you like. So there, I think my page is dry. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'll put my pencil board in between here just in case it transfers to the other page. There was another space that I wanted to write in. I wanted to swatch some of my new Zebra Sarasa pens in here. I got them not too long ago, so I wanted to swatch them in here as like a memory / journal, and I also wanted to paint a Sarasa pen in here as well. So I have, I already drew out a little outline of what I wanted to paint. That's something that I did ahead of this video, which is again something that I do recommend you guys doing, is drawing things out all beforehand, and then when you do have time to paint, to go in with that later. But just having the outline there and like just leaving a space out really helps actually. So I'm just going to swatch these in here, and then I will get to painting. The Uni Jetstream is probably one of my favorite pens at the moment. I think it's just so nice and easy to write with. I'm actually almost finished my refill for this, like I'm almost at the end. So I started, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys, I almost forgot. So I started writing in red pen, which is something that I never do. I always say, like, for the past how many months I've said in all my videos that I wanted to start using these two colors, and I finally did it. I'm not sure if I like it though. But again, I'm just gonna keep doing it and go with the flow and not really care if everything is perfect. So I'm going to start painting again. I don't have a black in here, I just realized. So I guess I'm going to make one. I guess I'll just make it brown because why not? So yeah, so I started using that red pen and I do really like it. Actually, when I first started using it, it was like skipping on me a little bit and I had no idea why. I don't really have that problem when I am writing with my black pen, so I was kind of confused. But after a while it stopped and I just continued using it like regular. So I don't know what happened there, but it sort of just fixed itself, so I'm not too concerned about it. But I do really like the pen. I'm kind of getting used to the red a little bit. I'm not sure if I like that brown. I want to add a little bit of red in it, I guess. This might be another really ugly painting. I'll come back in with pen when it's a little drier. Yeah, this is going to turn into one of those ugly paintings, but I'm just going to keep going and see what happens. So another thing that I wanted to address while this thing dries here is something that you can do if you find yourself with a ton of empty pages in your journal. So the first thing that I recommend when you have a lot of pages to go back to, or you want to go back to, is start on the day that you're on. I know this sounds like super simple, but I think it is the most effective way to get back into journaling. And the reason why I say this is because the day that you start, if you don't journal on that day, it's just going to be another one of those days where you forget what happens. That's another reason why I always say to write, have a scrap piece of paper and like write out some of the titles or something that you want to talk about on that day. Because you're definitely going to forget when you started when you started back planning. On the day that you're back planning, you're going to be talking about the past days. And by the time you get to the day that you started, you won't know what you did. So it's always good to start on the day that you're on and then fill in the days that are very memorable or things that you already know what happened. And then on the days where you don't really know, like something, if a big event happened on that day or something that you wanted to talk about, if you still have those empty pages in between, then just fill it up with what you're thinking about now. Because chances are, if you're thinking about it now, you're probably thinking about it then too. I mean, it's still going to be your journal and still going to be your thoughts on these pages, so you might as well just write it wherever it fits. So I don't know if that's like super like simple, or if you guys like already know this, but I don't know. It's just something that I do whenever I find myself stuck in a little rut. Okay, so I'm just going to outline this in pen. Ooh, the paint is still a little wet, but that's okay because I'm filming and you guys won't be able to see that anyways. Oh, actually this pen isn't turning out terrible, it's just like a weird color. But you know what, I'm willing to just continue going with it. It's actually kind of cute. So the last thing that I wanted to do in this video, let me grab another pencil board to put it in between here so it won't smudge again. The last thing that I wanted to kind of catch up with in my planner here that I was meaning to do is to draw a bowl of ramen in here. I'm going to do it freehand because, again, YOLO, and I'm just going to do whatever I want. But those are really all of my tips that I have when you're journaling. I know it can be a little, I know it sounds easy, but I know it can be very difficult. I hope this video can be like helpful for you guys if you are like experiencing this sort of block whenever you start to journal, or if you have like a ton of days or journal entries that you are behind on. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how well this painting is going to turn out, let's be honest. I don't need to make this bowl of ramen super fancy. I actually wanted to make it a little bit bigger than this, but it's too late now. Go with the flow, just go with the flow. This does not look like a bowl of ramen, but I'm going to pretend that it is anyways. I think I spoke a little bit too much in this video. I don't really know if what I said makes sense either, so I hope that I'll be able to edit it in a way that you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I feel like I repeated myself a lot, but we'll see what actually gets into the video. This ramen bowl isn't looking super delicious at the moment, but I'm going to go in with a little bit of pen later. Once it dries a little bit, I guess I can go in and add a few more pictures that I wanted to add throughout some other spreads. So I just printed these out from Pinterest, by the way. I think you guys saw these already. Oh, here's a ramen picture. Perfect. This works out so well. Do you guys have a favorite way that you like eating ramen? I know this is a random question, but I love having ramen with dumplings and kimchi. It is like my favorite thing at the moment. I don't know why, but it just tastes so delicious. If you guys have a specific way or recipe that you like your ramen, I also really like eggs in my ramen because it's delicious. So even though this painting is a little bit wet, I'm just going to do some final touches in my fave pen. That does not look like ramen, but whatever. Another failed painting, but that's okay. I feel like I like a lot more things in this month's spread anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching me sort of journal through these pages, do a little bit of painting, do a little bit of drawing, a little bit of calligraphy as well. I'm setting up my March title page. By the way, you guys, I really like the color of this grid. It's a really pretty purpley color, and everything that I do in here is just so cute. I still don't know if I like this red pen in here, but I'm gonna continue doing it for the rest of the month. And then I'll see if I can chance myself and go to blue. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope it wasn't all over the place for you guys. If you want me to do more videos like this, please do let me know. Maybe this format, a little chatty, or if you guys want to see more plan with me's, paint with me's, and journal with me's in general. But I think that is it for this week's video, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye!